What's going on?
Oh, Patty, I'm so glad to see you.
Clem said it was really an emergency. Are you all right?
Fortunately, she is, dear. But it's bad news.
Patty?
She had a miscarriage.
Oh, Dee, no. I'm sorry.
I lost our beautiful baby.
Listen, are you okay? Well, that's what's important. Lost the baby.
I want to give you a baby someday. I promise you I will.
No, don't worry about it. Just tell me what happened.
Oh, I started feeling very funny last night.
She called us last night around dinner hour and told me that she wasn't feeling well, but, I mean, we were so busy at that hour, and it didn't seem like an emergency.
I couldn't tell you how bad I felt because I was trying to be brave.
Why didn't you call me at the hospital?
Because you told me not to. You scolded me. You said I shouldn't call you for 36 hours, no matter what.
Use your head. If you needed me, if you were really sick.
No, I didn't want you to be mad at me, and I felt silly for feeling sorry for myself.
I'm sorry.
Well, Dee called me this morning, and I came over, and we went off to Dr. Wolf's, and she's been examined.
Thanks, Mom.
What she needs now most is rest. And from the looks of you, I think that goes double.
Well, Clem shifted the schedule, and I traded some time with Buck, so I don't have to go back now. I can get some sleep. Thanks for trying to help.
I wish it could have been more.
Maeve? Maeve,
Yes.
do you care about me again?
Oh, darling, now you hush. I never stopped caring for you. And you must know that at this moment my heart goes out to you.
You've always been so good to me, always.
Now, what you need is rest. You'd feel better. I'll call you later today and see how you're doing, You take care.
Okay.
Pat, you just stay where you are. I'll let myself go.
Sure. Thanks again, Mom.
Yes, dear.
So how are you, really?
Physically, I guess I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm scared. I'm scared. That's why I didn't want to tell you. I was afraid that if I lost the baby, then I lost you.
I'm just sorry you had to go through all this by yourself.
I would have lost everything.
Well, sweetheart, where you been this fine spring morning?
Well, I took Delia to see Dr. Wolf. She lost the baby last night, John.
Oh, no. Oh, what a pity.
I would have called you, dear, but I didn't want to leave her. She was that upset.
Small wonder. Lost the baby that Pat married her for. Wonder what that's gonna mean in terms of the marriage.
Miserable and sad that I didn't know where I was, and I hurt.
I just wish you hadn't taken me so seriously.
Patty, you said to me, don't call you at the hospital. I didn't want to bother you. I didn't want to call you. I didn't know I was going to feel so bad, and then Bobby came over, and I felt okay. But when he left, I got real bad.
You didn't try Dr. Wolf?
I called Dr. Wolf. I left a message for him. He was in delivery. But see, I tried to reach you with mental telepathy. I concentrated real hard, and I went, Patty, come home. please come home, but you didn't hear me.
Well, Dee, for future reference, the phone's more reliable.
And then it really started getting really awful. And before I knew it, it was over, and I couldn't even crawl back into bed.
I'm sorry that you had to go through that all alone.
It was so bad. I thought I had everything. I thought I had you. I thought I had a beautiful apartment. I thought I had a beautiful baby on the way. A whole lifetime together. I don't have anything. I've lost everything.
Honey, easy now. Maybe you should lie down.
Don't let go of me, though, please.
You'll be all right. We'll rest together, okay? I'll be right here beside you.
I couldn't sleep last night. I was crying so much.
Poor Delia.
I kept on wanting to reach out and hold you and touch you.
At least I'll be right here beside you now.
Good. That's all I want.
Oh, come on, take it easy now.
Patty, just promise me that you won't leave me. Just promise me, please.
Well, there's one question about this I have to ask you.
What is it, John?
The pills that Dee took when she decided to commit suicide. Now, could they have had anything to do with the miscarriage?
John, I just do not want to entertain that kind of thought.
Well, why not?
Because we're never going to know one way or the other, and it's a terrible suspicion. I want it stopped before it gets started.
All right, I suppose you're right. It's not going to change anything.
No, it's not.
I know Dee wanted the baby. I'm sure she cares for Pat.
Dee's care for Pat is not the trouble. We all know she loves him. Oh.
The question is, does Pat love her?
He does in his fashion, but darling, this baby was the thing that was going to make this marriage have a possibility of working, and it's gone.
It was only a civil ceremony. There's Faith waiting for him over at the hospital.
John,
Oh.
she isn't. Besides, I don't think it's appropriate for us to talk that kind of way.
I'm only saying what everybody else is going to be thinking now, aren't I?
When Pat chose Delia, Faith took it very hard. I missed my guess. It's too late for Pat and her.
Well, you know what they say. It's never too late.
It was a beautiful, loving thing that they had between them, Pat and Faith, but it's over. It's been spoiled.
I don't see why you say it's that final. Up to 2 weeks ago, Faith was madly in love with Pat. He was crazy about her.
Because love and feelings can be very fragile, and they break. And there's no picking up the pieces and making it to what it was before. No, I'm afraid, sad as it is, Patrick's commitments right now are to Delia.
Everybody thought he was drunk because of the way he was staggering around, but then I put him through these tests, and I'm sure it's a true vertigo.
Any opinions on type?
Oh, yeah. There's a tumor in his middle ear. There has to be.
Meniere's disease.
Right. I ordered a full CNS workup, and in the meantime, I'm putting him on 50 milligrams of diamond hydrate orally every 4 hours.
Well, Bucky, I am impressed. Not just with your diagnosis, which really sounds on the nose, but how sure of yourself you seem.
Well, last year when we started working as interns, I was nervous about giving people APCs, but yeah, I think I've come away since then.
Oh, yeah, you sure have. And that is a quality I much admire these days. Boy, I wish my decision were quite as clear-cut. I know I have to tell Jill that Frank is Edmund's real father, but boy.
Seneca, the longer you put it off, the worse it's gonna be, you know.
Bucky, he doesn't deserve her, and he certainly doesn't deserve Edmund.
Well, that's not the point, though.
Look, yesterday, Frank and Jill spent less than 3 minutes together. And I mean, he left her as a mess. She didn't know whether to throw something at him. She didn't know whether to go over in a corner and cry. Now, Bucky, can you imagine what he would do to her if he had her full time?
If they got back together?
Yeah, which is a distinct possibility. The biological fact that he is the real father, combined with emotional ties that haven't been severed yet, Jill could end up right where she was, Bucky.
You know, only a few months ago, when they were still together and you were the outsider, you were defending the rights of the natural father.
Well, sure, because I wanted that baby, because I needed that baby. Look, being the biological father is not enough. The father has to be willing to accept responsibility for the child.
Okay, which you are.
Yeah, right, and which Frank isn't. Now, when Jill was pregnant, presumably with my child, Frank didn't want any part of that baby. Right now, he doesn't even have legal custody over little John.
Oh, no, he sees him, no?
Yeah, sure. At his own convenience, he sees him. Damn it, Bucky, if he wants a son, let him get legal custody over little John. Don't let him practice on Edmund.
Seneca, I don't know. It's just... I think you gotta be awful careful.
In what way?
Well, simply by postponing telling her, I think you're taking on an awful lot of responsibility.
I know that.
Because, I mean, I wouldn't like somebody keeping something like that from me.
Bucky, if I tell Jill now, she will end up with Frank. And he will go back to the pattern of using her, of exploiting her. And ultimately, he's going to walk out on her. As soon as he finds someone who'll be able to help his political career more, just like he did with Delia.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I do.
Look, even if you're right, and I'm not as confident about looking into the future as you are, what are you going to do about Roger?
I'll reason with him.
Oh, come on. I mean, there's no way you're going to get him to stop from telling Jill. Unless you give him his job back at Riverside.
No. I have another offer to make.
Such a mess. Why don't you... Wouldn't it be better if you just...
Bucky, no, it would not be. If there's anything in this world I'm sure of, it's that for Jill to get mixed up with Frank again would be the most destructive thing she could do. And, Bucky, I'm not going to let it happen.
She's going to be mad when she finds out.
Well, she just might have gained enough perspective to appreciate what I've done, too, you know.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't count on that.
Who has the most beautiful mother in the whole world? Don't answer that. Let me answer for you. I do.
Oh, it's good to see you in such good spirits. Or have you gone mad?
No, I have gone to Weehawken Street.
Ah.
If Mohammed won't come to the mountain will go to Mohammed. Oh, Ma, it was so good.
I'm so glad, was it now?
I wanted things to be nice for Jack when he came home from the hospital. So I went down to his apartment, cleaned the place up, and put on La Boheme on the stereo. It was warm, the music was lovely, and I fell asleep.
And is that how he found you?
Uh-huh. Only it was even better than that. Because apparently, when he got in, the opera had just come to the part where the two lovers decide not to separate after all, but to remain together until spring.
Oh, wasn't that good timing?
Ma, he wants us to be together so much.
Is that what he said to you?
And everything but words. I asked him if I could stay till the baby was born. If he'd come and be with me then. He was so close to saying yes.
Well, I start the novena in the morning.
He put me out, but only because I let him.
I'm so pleased for you, dear.
Oh, he was so torn.
He loves you. Can't doubt that, no?
I never have. I told him I'd have somebody call him when I went into labor. I guess I just can't stop hoping that somehow he's going to be with me when this baby's born, in spite of everything.
I'm not sure what good he's going to do. He has missed all the classes.
Just as long as he's there.
Oh, Mary, dear, if you expected your husband to walk into that delivery room and do anything but panic, you're mistaken. You better send him a book or two on the subject.
So he knows what to expect.
Oh, darling, he might jump to the conclusion that he's being expected to deliver his own child.
Mother, that's the most wonderful idea. I'll take him the Lamaze book, the Laboye book, and a box of cannoli. Combination will be irresistible.
Yeah, with you along.
You know, that funny little apartment on Weehawken Street was the one place we managed to be happy together.
Yeah, you were alone there, 150 blocks away from the rest of the Ryan clan.
Maybe that's it. Does it bother you?
makes me sad for Jack that he has to close himself off. But I have all the hope in the world that if he allows himself to be with you and your baby, that in time he'll come to appreciate the rest of us.
Oh, Ma. I want him there for the birth so much. I know if we share that, it will make such a bond. And I think he will. I really think he will.
I want that so much for you. It's giving me goosebumps.
I know. Thank you. Oh, I feel so good for a change.
Tom, there's a bit of family news that's not so happy that I have to share with you.
What? What news?
Delia, she lost the baby. She had a miscarriage.
What?
Pat was at the hospital. She was alone in the apartment. She lost it.
Wait a minute. Delia had a miscarriage all by herself without summoning the entire family from the first moment she had a pain?
Oh, she's not that bad.
Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, Ma. What if she was never pregnant at all? And she figured that now that she and Pat are safely married, she could just end the fiction.
Oh, no, darling, she was pregnant. She lost that child. I took her to see Dr. Wolf. He was a little amazed at how firm the uterus was, but she definitely had a miscarriage.
No baby. That could change a lot of things, couldn't it?
It does bring some things to mind.
Pat only married her because she was pregnant. He doesn't have to stay with her now.
Dear, just because they weren't married in the church, that doesn't mean Patrick can walk away from his marriage vows.
But you know he belongs with Faith.
It's too late for them, dear.
Well, I don't think so. It isn't too late for Pat and Faith any more than it's too late for Jack and me. Mother, you can't believe anything else.
I'm scared. You're all I've got, and I don't want to lose you.
Come on, I don't want to hear any more about my leaving. I'm just trying to grasp the situation.
I told you the whole thing, except the worst part.
What do you mean?
I don't know if I could have another baby. Dr. Wolf says that after one miscarriage, I might have another.
Yeah, it's true.
This whole winter, all I've been thinking about was that baby.
Dee, he didn't say impossible, only difficult.
We could try. I mean, after I'm recovered, we could try again. Do you really mean that?
I suppose so.
Oh, that honeymoon was so beautiful, wasn't it?
Sure.
And ever since we've been in this apartment, everything's been just great, right?
Sure it has. But you know that.
Do I?
It's been a loving time. You must have felt that.
No, I felt that you don't want to hurt me, and you pretend a lot.
Dee, I haven't pretended with you since we've been married.
For real?
For real.
Oh, that's so sweet. That makes me feel so much better.
I was hoping that might cheer you up.
It does cheer me up. Only I still feel alone because I feel very cut off from the family.
No, you shouldn't.
No, I do. They didn't want you to marry me. They wanted you to marry Faith.
Not anymore.
Yes, Mary does.
I'm not counting Mary.
Oh, Maeve and Johnny, they're not on my side. In fact, if they talk to you and they try to get you to leave here, I don't know what you would do.
All right, listen to me. No matter what you think, I didn't just marry you because you were pregnant.
No, you don't mean that. I accepted that reason. I have to face that.
Dee, there were other reasons. A loving feeling that we've had way back, since high school. And a sense that you've never really been given a chance by any of us.
I always told people that underneath everything that you love me, and I would try to convince myself, but I didn't believe it.
I do love you, Delia.
I'm so...
Steady now.
Steady? How can I be steady? I'm not a steady person.
You're telling me.
I know it's awful the way I depend on you for everything.
I guess there's a part of me that needs you to depend on me. That's what Mary and Faith have been saying. Maybe they were right.
I don't like when they say things like that, and I hate it when they're right.
It doesn't matter. The important thing is that I'm not about to walk out on you at a time when you're sad and alone and in trouble.
Really? I mean, do you really mean that?
Yes, I really mean that. We'll stay together. See if we can't make a go of this.
That's beautiful. I'm gonna make you so happy, Pet Ryan. I promise. I promise.
Okay, shh. Now, you've had an awful time. And I'm pretty exhausted myself, so let's see if we can't get some sleep, okay? Things are bound to seem a lot better when we wake up.
Nothing could be better than it is right now. You've given me everything I've ever wanted.
Sonny may rule Port Charles, but his power can't stop a bullet aimed at his son. Revenge will always be a priority. Watch what or who blows up on today's new episode of General Hospital, tonight at 10 on SoapNet.